Right, good morning everybody. I'm Duncan then, and very keen and passionate about the environment and the sustainability. So the first one, not there. Right, that's the light bulb moment. So there was a light bulb moment. How did we come to do what we're doing? The light bulb moment was we came from the automotive. We've had a great success with an automotive product. And I took over a French boat yard. And at that time, we had a problem with a propeller. What did they do at that time? They used a big hammer. We couldn't believe it. So that's how the whole thing developed. We did have, well, what did we develop? We developed a microcontrol program, which we've since obviously, we've enlarged it. But at that time, it was already what everybody's calling now digital, AI, whatever you want to call it, big data. So we did have a head start. We still do. I'll come to that a bit later. So what are the products? Well, you did see there a pod. They are electric and hybrid pods. We do have customers waiting for them. And one of the, interestingly enough, we had WindSense talking. One of the applications is for wind farms. And this might be for anyone who's in biz, still here, or for the government. We do need, between us, we've got the product to revolutionize and help the wind farms with their costs. So how do we do that? It is disruptive, changing the marketplace. How do we do it? Scalable. It's the microcontrol. With the microcontrol, it's much faster. So it senses things in milliseconds rather than minutes. And so you can change the sea state. You can do almost anything with sensors, etc. Also, as well as the microcontrol, it gives very high maneuverability, which is a safety factor. One of our markets is passenger ferries on rivers, and there are a lot of accidents on rivers, so it's a safety factor. Trademarks? Well, we've got 3 trademarks. We've had them for quite a time. The LEAP is low energy adaptive propulsion, and the LEAF is foils. We do have hydrofoils, but I'm not talking about those today. And we do have patents. We've got 5 patents, or patents, whichever you like to call them, and 3 internationally registered, and 2 almost fully international. That's the US, Australia, you name it. So we are at quite an advanced stage, and I'll come to what we're looking for at the end. So there you've got zero or very low emission is what we're offering for wind farms. If you know what the wind farms, the diesels, they're all diesel at the minute, pouring out pollution, etc. Right, so there you've got a picture again. We will, for the wind farms, they've asked us whether we could do a jet. So there will be a jet, because that's better for wind farms, apparently. So we have got a very large addressable, and that's addressable market. That's of a much larger market. And we do have high margins. In fact, in year 5, it should be about an 80 million turnover. Why? Because once we get into freight, right? Get on, Anne. I do have to say this, though. Once we get into freight, we're in profit if we sell 1 unit. So we do have customers. Just going quickly, you can see that, the direct sales, etc. We're licensing. There is a very high volume leisure market in the marine, a large part of it, in fact. And so we're licensing for that. The USPs, and this is what nobody would believe until the digitals come along. Now they believe it. For 4 or 5 years or more, we've been trying to say we had 90% energy saving. Do you think anybody would believe it? No. Right, now they do, because of the digital age. So, right, carry on, Anne. Oh, increased performance and range is important as well, because at the moment, electric boats go about 10 knots, and we can do, well, about 30 knots at the minute. And the range, they can do about 20 kilometers. And I won't tell you. If we've got the Holy Grail, he thinks we can do 100 kilometers. If we do 50, it's very good. So we have got both those things. Sorry, get on, Anne. So partners, we have got partners. We've got them ready. So we are actually almost ready for market. In fact, today I spoke to somebody, we've been talking to him for about 3 years, and he said he's finally there with his money and everything. So we nearly do have what we want. Shipping is more polluting than roads. You wouldn't believe it, would you? But it is. 2%, actually, of the whole global pollution. So sulfur cap, what are they doing? IMO's bringing in a sulfur cap, and people have to, well, all the boat builders, shippers, everybody's very worried, and that's why our product, they're looking for something like that now. 2020, they've got to do it by, and they're all terrified. I just read a thing yesterday saying they don't know how on earth they can compete. They're all in panic. So, social, ports, just around the ports, it means we won't be polluting anymore around the ports. And look how many houses are so close around the ports. Air quality, same with the river, Thames. Can we get on the Thames? I hope we can. So, we do have a small dedicated team. I won't go into that because of the time. You can see there. So please join us, leap into action. And yes, we have had grants. We had an Innovate UK grant, but that was actually for another project. But we've had SEMLEP, we've had an LEP grant, which has helped us on our way. And we have got somebody who dared to invest early on, who invested 150K. We've put a lot more than 100K into it, but that's just recent. So we want it for a demonstrator now, just a little money, well, I say a little money, between 200 or 300 and 500K. And for the launch, we'll need about 2 or 3 million, or to get there fast, actually more. And we hope that the government might listen. We're not automotive, and we're not aviation, but the marine market is just as strong. And look at it, please. Sorry. Thank you very much.